Welcome to Handmade Happenings. I'm Melissa, and today I'm joined by my mom,
Margarita.
And she's here because we are starting a new series on this channel where once a month I'm going to get in the kitchen with mom and she's going to share some from scratch cooking basics and recipes and I guess whatever else we come up with.
Yep, sounds like a plan.
Okay, so what's today's project?
We are rendering lard.
What do we need for this?
Okay, we are rendering lard, which is melting down pig fat and then straining it to take out the impurities. So we're starting with lard. This is leaf lard, and you want to use it cold. And we're going to have to cut it up some into small chunks. Then we're going to put it in the crock pot and let it cook on low for about 8 to 10 hours.
So they don't have to be like really small chunks.
No. But some that we've gotten, I haven't cut it at all, but this was not in, this was done differently. So it wasn't already done in chunks. Sometimes the butcher will actually do it like in chunky pieces, so you don't have to do this at all. I think the benefit of cutting it up a little bit is just to help it melt quicker.
Okay, so we've got it all in the crock pot.
Yes. And now we're going to plug our crock pot in.
Oh, that's helpful.
Yes, because sometimes I have forgotten this stuff. Put the lid on. Turn it to low. We are going to let it cook for 2 hours and then stir. And then put the lid back on and it'll cook for another 8 hours. Okay, it's been about 2 hours since we turned on the crock pot for our lard, and now we're going to stir. Okay, so we're going to stir it up a little bit. Okay, now we're going to put the lid back on, and it's going to cook for about another 8 hours.
Okay, so while that's simmering, let's cover a few questions that I think are probably going to come up. So what do we use lard for?
We use lard for any recipe that would call for shortening. We've used it some in baking. We've used it in biscuits, pie dough.
Basically, anytime you call for shortening or butter, lard can usually be substituted.
Yes.
And particularly because we do it at a slow temperature so that it keeps the keeps it from tasting like the pig.
Right.
It doesn't affect the taste.
Right. Tasting or smelling piggy.
Yeah. Alright, so where do we source our lard?
So we raise our own pigs. We get the lard when we pick up our pork, and so
it's our pigs, and it's we know the pig, where it comes from, and the health and all of the pigs.
right. Okay, so it has been 10 hours and we are now going to turn off the crock pot. I'm going to go ahead and unplug it and remove the lid. We are going to remove the crackle first before straining it with cheesecloth and a strainer into our glass jar. So let's go ahead and remove the crackle.
Which is basically just all the solid
Yes,
big pieces.
all the solid pieces, yes. So it smells really good. We have tried the crackle before, but it's not our favorite. So the chickens will actually get this tomorrow. So we are now going to strain the liquid. closer to there.
So you have a piece of cheesecloth
Yes, a piece
under
of cheesecloth
the strainer.
under the strainer.
Okay. And it's a good idea to use metal because I think we melted a funnel one time.
We did,
That was
yes.
plastic.
So now we have switched to a metal strainer and a metal ladle, which cleans up a whole lot better than plastic too. It's not greasy.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so we have a nice full jar of rendered lard. We're going to put our lid on here. And there we go. And I'm going to leave it out for a few minutes and then I'll put it in the refrigerator overnight so it cools. And in the morning we'll show you what it looks like after it has set. Good morning. So we have taken our jar of lard out of the refrigerator. And this is what it looks like inside. It's not as white as what we've done before, but overall, I think it's good. And it is now ready to use, and it will stay in the refrigerator for quite a while because it is shelf stable. But I like to keep mine in the refrigerator, so it's always on hand.
And we do use a wide mouth jar because it's easier to get everything out.
Definitely, yes.
Okay, so that is how you render lard. It's not a terribly difficult process.
No, it's fairly easy.
Thank you so much for joining us as we started this new series. We do plan to post once a month, and in between that, I will continue to post every Friday.